Hey y'all, it's your girl Drea back with another video. If you are new here, welcome. If not, welcome back, y'all. Hey y'all, it's day 20. What is this? Day 25? Yeah, it is day 25. Oh my goodness, like it's really almost over. It's almost over. And then I ain't gonna lie, I'm gonna need a little break, at least for a week. All right, just letting y'all know now. But yes, it's day 25 of Vlogtober. Don't laugh at me. I tried to do jigsaw, so let's play a game. Cause that's what these niggas be doing to me. They be playing games like, yes, cause y'all already know I got a story time about how a nigga was playing games with me. They was just playing games. What's up with all these games? So y'all wanna play a game? I'm gonna be jigsaw. All right, I'm gonna be jigsaw since y'all wanna play games. All right, let's go. It's like, no, y'all, but make sure you guys are like, commenting, sharing, and subscribing. Also, be sure to hit that post notification bell so you can be notified every time I post a video, because there's only a couple more videos for the month of October. Don't worry, because I'm about to be posting a whole bunch more videos come November and December and all the months after that. So make sure the post notifications is on anyway. So as y'all can tell by the title, I'm going to be telling you guys, well, really, this is like a part 2. If you guys haven't watched my day 20, I told a story time about how I thought I was playing chess, but I was really playing checkers, and how the one guy had ghosted me. And this is going back to college, guys. The guy had ghosted me. This is about him. And I believe in that story time, I had called him Nate. So back in that story time, day 20, I was talking about my crush and how I called him Joey, and how I had stopped talking to Joey and started talking to Nate. And then once Nate ghosted me, well, technically, could I say he ghosted me? I don't know. I'll explain the story. But once Nate ghosted me, I went back talking to Joey. So this is about Nate, the guy who ghosted me. All right, let's get into it. I strongly urge y'all to watch the other videos so y'all kind of understand more who I'm talking about. So I will post it up here somewhere, so y'all can click off this video and go watch that one first. Because like I said, I'm going to make this a part 2. I am. Nate, he was the one who, remember I had a class with him. He was the one who was more lively and just like the life of the party type thing. So I was talking to Nate, and we did have a class together, but we would never really interact in public all like that. Like if I seen him in public, we would be like, oh, hey, what's up? Give each other a hug and all that type stuff. You know, we would drink together. But when it came to being in the same class, like we would never sit next to each other. And y'all know in college, you don't have assigned seats. Well, most teachers didn't make you have assigned seats. So we never sat next to each other. We never would walk to class with each other, like nothing like that. So we were more like I said, I guess you could say I felt like more of a booty call, because we would only have like great interaction when I would visit his room. All right, we just gonna call it what it is. Shoot, I would be going over to his room. He was pledging, and he would have to do like all this stuff, like wake up randomly at 2 o'clock in the morning and make calls to like his line brothers and like say all this weird shit, and then go back to sleep and then wake up again like 4 in the morning. It was like a whole bunch of stuff he had to do. So after a while, he did tell me like he could no longer talk to me right now, but never really fully gave me a reason as to why. I just assumed it was because he was pledging and it was just a lot. So not only that, but the school I went to, we didn't have that fraternity at our school. So he had to, him and everybody else who was pledging, which I didn't know who else was pledging because you ain't allowed to say all that. Him and whoever else was pledging, they had to go to a neighboring school that did have that fraternity there, and they had to like pledge with them. So he was like coming back and forth a lot, and that school was like an hour away. So he had to like come back and forth a lot. Plus, remember I told you he was on a track team, and he still had to keep up with his studies. So I just chucked it up to like, dude is busy. You know what I'm saying? Like he's about his shit, and it is what it is. Like if you don't want to talk anymore, I get it. I understand. So I let that go. I just took it for what it was. Mind you, he never actually gave me a reason. I just assumed this was the reason. Okay. So now, mind you, we still have a class together. So I'm still seeing him when we're in class, and I'll give him like a little high or whatever, but we weren't speaking, I'm not gonna lie, I kind of felt some type of way because he would still talk to like the other girl he was sitting next to, but I tried not to feel that type, like, I don't know. She was also on the track team, plus she was like a little older than us. Yeah, she was a little older than us, and I didn't know her. I knew of her, and I think she already had a boyfriend, so she wasn't really interested in him anyway. But of course, I know he was interested in her. I just didn't know if it was on that level. Either way, I couldn't really feel a type of way about it because it's not like me and him are together, even though we were spending all this time together, and now all of a sudden we can't hang out anymore, but I still see you talking to other people. Whatever, y'all can imagine how I felt. So I just let it go. And mind you, remember I told y'all, after me and Nate stopped talking, I went back to talking to my crush, Joey, the one I said I was just always so nervous to be around, all that. Yeah, so I started being around Joey more. All right, so fast forward towards like the end of the school year. Well, this is like April. School ends in like May. So I remember April, it's starting to get a little warmer out again. Because mind y'all, don't forget, we in Pittsburgh. Well, we a little, let's just say my college was only an hour away from home. All right, so the temperature is still pretty much the same. So it's cold. All right, it's cold. But come April, it's getting warmer now, you know, spring and all. People are having more parties and all that good stuff. So I remember going to this off-campus party, and it was real cool. Like, me and my roommate went, and then a couple of other girls that we was cool with, we all went down there. And it was so random because I remember walking out the kitchen after grabbing me a drink. And when I walked out, I had walked into the living room. And once I walked into the living room, y'all, I turn around, and who do I see sitting on the sofa chair? Yes, I seen Nate. And it was so weird seeing him because at this point, I haven't seen him in months unless we were in class together. So, and mind you, that class was only, what, twice a week. So I haven't seen him in months. You know, he would never be out at parties. He would never be anywhere. And of course, I knew he wasn't out anywhere because I knew he was pledging. So I'm just like, oh, wow. Like, it was nice to see him because, you know, it's just like, oh, dang, like, I didn't see you in months. And y'all, literally like a week prior, they had their probate. If you don't know what a probate is, it's basically when everybody comes out and watches the new frat brothers cross and become whatever that fraternity they are. Yeah. So anyway, I remember going to his probate. So yeah, technically that was the first time I seen him. But you know, the whole time, if you ever watch the probate, their faces are covered. You don't even be knowing who it is until they take their mask off and be like, oh, I'm number 3. But yeah, y'all. So that's the first time I seen him at that probate. But like, it was so crowded, I could barely really see him. So that was like the first time I actually see him, like outside of him doing something within an organization. All right. So I'm seeing him at this party, y'all. I see him on the couch, and I'm just like shocked because we locked eyes. And it was like my heart dropped because when I seen him, there was this girl sitting on his lap. And I knew this girl. You know, me and her were in the same year. I would always see her around campus. Like, she was real cool. Like, yeah. So I knew this girl. But I could understand, like, her just, like, sitting on his lap. But it was the way she was sitting on his lap. So not only is she sitting on his lap, but he's like holding her, like, look, like holding her, like, you know, like got his hands folded around her, like crossed like this in her lap or whatever around her. And then a few times she would lay back and like give him a kiss and stuff like that. So in my head, I'm like, oh, they're together. And she starts looking at me, and when she looks at me, we lock eyes, and like she kind of looks away. So I'm not gonna lie, like my blood started boiling a little bit, y'all, cause it's like, hold up, how are y'all like this if you weren't able to be around other women, like, cause you're so busy doing things? Listen, I'm not gonna lie, I was in my feelings. And not only that, but remember in the last story time, y'all, I had told my roommate and all my friends, like, remember when I would leave out the room for the night to go spend a night with Nate. They thought I was still going with Nate, but I never told him that me and him had stopped talking and I started leaving to go see Joey. They thought I was leaving to go see Nate still. So when they seen the girl that we all knew, should I give her a name? I'm gonna call her Rachel. I don't know, random name. So when they seen Rachel sitting on Nate's lap, they was looking at me like, Drea. And I'm just like, drink about drink, because y'all, at that point, like, what do I say? Because this whole time I've been lying to my friends about going to his room. I'm really going to Joey's room. And now all of a sudden Nate is here with this whole other girl and they're hugged up, kissing, all that good stuff. So it, of course, makes me look stupid as hell. You know what I'm saying? But even though I know what the deal is, I know that me and Nate have not been talking. So who am I to really say anything? So, of course, I'm looking at my roommate like, yeah, girl, we ain't been talking for weeks now. She's just like, oh, well, I thought you'd be still leaving to go to his room. And I was just like, honestly, I haven't been leaving to go to his room. I just didn't explain all that to y'all. I just made y'all think like, yeah, that's where I'm going. All right, bye. You know, I just ain't feel like explaining all that. So she was just like, girl, that is crazy. Because she's really over there. Look at Rachel sitting on his lap. And it's just crazy because, like I said, I was cool with Rachel and everything. Like, of course, she didn't know about Nate and I. But, well, I'll let y'all know further down the line. She didn't know about Nate and I. But, yeah. So, anyway, we're just going through the party. Like, I just go to the other side of the room. Like, at this point, I'm getting drunk because I'm just like, oh my God, I cannot believe I see what I just saw. I'm low-key mad because it's just like, nigga, you're a fucking liar. And now I'm low-key trying to figure out, like, okay, well, when did this start? Like, when did y'all start talking? Because, mind you, when me and him was talking, I was going over there, like, every day, y'all. Like, damn near every day, so. And you're so busy, like, when did you have time to talk to her? Of course, it had to have been after me and him stopped talking, obviously. But, I don't know. He could have gave me a heads up. Something. So of course I'm going over to him and I'm like, yes, congratulations, you know, for crossing. And he's like, thank you. And I say hey to Rachel because, you know, I'm not no weirdo. I just feel some type of way, you know. So left it at that. And that was like the end of that day. So I'm not gonna hold y'all. I went home that night and I'm just feeling like hella dumb as fuck. Like, oh my God, this is so crazy. And like as the days go by, I'm seeing them two walking around campus because now of course he don't have as much to do because he is now part of his fraternity, so he don't got to do all that extra stuff. Like of course he still got to do stuff with his fraternity, but he got more time on his hands. At this point the track season is basically over, so he got a lot of time on his hands, and you know finals was coming up soon. So I see them walking around together everywhere. Now I'm seeing them in the cafeteria together. I'm seeing them out. I'm seeing them everywhere. And I'm low-key feeling salty. Like, Joey, why are you feeling salty? Because you're over here talking to Joey. But nobody knew I was talking to Joey. Not only that, but like I told you, I was such a freaking weirdo that me and Joey was not really public like that either. Like, we wasn't. And this is before, y'all, this is before the shit happened over the summer with me and Joey, where I played him to talk to the guy I was talking to from Popeye, Sean. Y'all gotta watch part 1. If y'all ain't watched part 1 by now, then y'all are gonna be completely lost. But just remember, this all was happening before the summer came and and Joey came to visit me in Pittsburgh. All right. So of course at this point I'm still talking to Joey, but me and Joey is real low with it, and I feel like I need closure with Nate. Like, what happened? What the hell happened? So weird. So, yeah, y'all, it was crazy. So, anyway, fast forward. And when I mean fast forward, I mean fast forward a lot. Because this is after the summer had ended. You know, after the whole thing with me and Joey. Of course I had to just let the whole thing go with Nate because I never asked him, like, oh, when y'all start talking, like, I didn't want him to know that it bothered me, even though I knew he knew that it bothered me. I knew he knew that he low-key, like, you could have gave me a heads up type shit. Like, you really could have. So, of course, I go through that whole summer. Joey's mad for real. But once I get back to school for my, what is this, y'all, sophomore year, honestly, at this point, I'm on my own. Because if y'all haven't watched my other story times about like how, what I say, the whole dorm hall was hating. I told y'all a lot of females didn't fuck with me in school, which is so crazy. Because when I tell y'all, I was just so nice, so kind, just being me, just being myself. A lot of people liked me, like guys wise, I guess you can say, because, you know, I guess I had a nice body type, I guess you could say. I was pretty attractive. And anyway, just girls just wasn't fucking with me. They just wasn't. To the point where even after a while, me and my roommate wasn't fucking around. But till this day right now, we still cool. Like, we'll talk to each other through Facebook type shit. But anyway, so I'm going all along through this year. You know, I'm basically solo dolo in it, which is cool because that's just me. Like, I don't know. I'm cool with, if I go to a party by myself, I'm gonna know somebody there. Like, that's kind of just the mindset I had. Plus, at this point, my cousin was going there and he was throwing parties. So, of course, like, oh, of course my cousin's gonna want me to come through. So, it's like, it was like that, y'all. It was like that. But towards the end of that year, of sophomore year, I started dating my quote-unquote fiance. And I'll give you guys more story times about that. But I talked about him in my, I forget what story time it was called, but I talked about him before. But yes, I was dating this guy my last 2 years of college, and he did end up becoming my fiance. No, we did not get married, obviously. But anyway, let's keep going. So I'm dating this guy. He's my fiance. Of course, we start dating towards the end of my sophomore year. We go through the whole summer. Bam, junior year comes. All right, cool. Let's talk about it. Junior year comes. Me and my fiance are, I forget what I call him, y'all, too. It don't matter. But me and my fiance are dating. At this point, I had moved off of campus into an apartment. Off campus? Yeah. I moved to an apartment off campus, which is a whole nother story I'm going to tell y'all about because my mom was pissed. She was pissed. But I moved into an apartment off campus. I'm dating my fiance. Everything's great. At this point, my sister, Lexi, my cousin, like, we all are at the same college now. So it's lit. What's up? Because now I got my family up here. Y'all bitches ain't going to be fucking weird. Which I got a whole nother story to tell y'all about this big ass fucking Pittsburgh versus Philly fight we got in. It was fucking crazy. But anyway, so now my sisters and stuff is up here, and I don't know, I'm feeling good. I feel like I got a backup now because these bitches are fucking weird. So anyway, I'm still dating my fiance, and of course at this time I'm still cool with Nate. You know, I'm cool with Rachel because now, of course, Nate and Rachel are dating, or they have been dating now since the end of freshman year, and it's junior year. So they've been together for 2 years now, all right? Yeah, that's what it is. Like I said, I've been over that. I moved on. I got a whole nother boyfriend right now, so it is what it is. So, of course, we all live off campus at this point, and we all live pretty close to each other. So, of course, we would all be in the same, like, houses, kickbacks, just chilling, like all that good stuff. Because, you know, he was cool. Plus, I was cool with other people from the track team. And, you know, of course, Nate would be around. And, of course, me and my fiance, well, he wasn't my fiance at the time. He was just my boyfriend. But I'm calling him fiance for the sake of this video. But we would, you know, we were going everywhere together with kickbacks and all that good stuff. And then there was a couple times where me and my fiance kicked it with just Nate and Rachel type shit. Mind you, at this point, I still never had any closure, but girl, it's been 2 years, let it go type shit. Yeah. Like, I wasn't dwelling on it, but I still thought about it in the back of my mind, like, whatever happened with that? Because that's fucking weird. But anyway, so I just remember there was this one time where, I don't know what happened, y'all, but I could tell that Nate and Rachel were having some problems in their relationship, I guess you can say. And Nate was kind of getting beside himself. Like, he see all the new freshmen coming up, and, you know, guys, I guess he want a little piece of something. So they're having their little, I don't know if he actually ever, like, cheated on her. From what I heard, he did, but I don't know, because the he say, she say, who knows, rumors get spread, y'all know how I go. So I don't really know if it was like a thing of cheating or what happened, but they ended up breaking up, y'all. They ended up breaking up. I remember she was so distraught. She was so distraught. And the only reason why I was still even kind of cool with Rachel is because she was really, really cool with my cousin's girlfriend. So every time I would go to my cousin's house, Rachel and the girlfriend would be there. You know what I'm saying? So that's the only reason why I would even see Rachel for real, because the only other time I really see Rachel was when she was with Nate, and if Nate was hanging out with like my boyfriend and his friends type shit. That's the only time I really see her, because now, like I said, I live off campus. I mainly only have online classes or night classes, because I was at that point working at Target. So I wasn't even like around the school as much, and I lived off campus, so I'm not really seeing as many people either. So that's the only time I really seen her. I would see her sometimes walking around. You could tell she's moping. She's not her cherry self. You could tell she's sad over the breakup. You know what I mean? And I would see Nate, and he out here just living his best life. Swear he out here living his best life. He talking to this person, he talking to that person. And I remember there was this one time where Nate had got really, really drunk at a party. And we would always, like I said, we live off campus, so we would always be walking to like the gas station, to the dollar store, or wherever. Like I had a car, but I'm like, I'm not gonna drive, I'm gonna walk, especially if it was warm enough. So I was always like walking around the neighborhood right off of campus, where you would always see other people walking around right off campus. So the one day I had seen him when I was walking back from the Dollar General, and he was so drunk. Like, I'm like, where are you going? Like, to the point where he didn't even know where he was walking to. And I was just like, yo, like, do you need help? Do you need help? Because when I tell you this dude was drunk as hell, he was drunk as hell. I swear he was drunk as hell. So now I'm like trying to help him, because he didn't even live that far from where I live. I'm trying to help him. He's asking me to take him. He's like, can I please, what'd he say? Like, can I please use your bathroom? Can I please use your bathroom? Yeah, he kept asking me if he could use my bathroom. And I'm just like, come on, let me help you. So now I'm helping him. And we're walking up the hill to my house. It's not that far. It's literally like a block up from the Dollar General. So now we're walking up the hill. We get to my crib. I'm letting him use the bathroom or whatever. And I'm like, when he gets out the bathroom, I'm like, are you good? Are you cool? So of course I go get him a bottle of water. He's like sitting down, like in my hallway, because I had a 1-bedroom. He's like sitting down in my hallway. I'm like, are you good? Drink this water. And he's just like, yeah, I'm just hit. And he starts telling me just like random shit, like, oh, because I was talking to this chick, and Rachel's all mad. Like, I don't even think he realized that he is telling me this stuff, but he's hit for real. So now we're talking. We're in my room talking. And at this point, I'm rolling up, because I always rolled up. So now we're in my room talking, and I'm just rolling up, and he's telling me about Rachel and all this extra stuff. So mind you, I'm texting my boyfriend, because I don't want my boyfriend to think I'm doing anything shady. So I'm texting my boyfriend this whole time, telling him what's going on as it's happening. And my boyfriend's like, all right, cool, bet, just give him water, he'll be all right. And I'm like, okay, whatever. So, because I'm trying to cover myself, and you ain't about to be having no issue, making, issues with me and my man. You know what I'm saying? Okay. So, basically just letting him know that Nate is over here. Because I don't know where my boyfriend was at. He also worked at Target, so he might have been at work, y'all. He might have been at work. We're sitting there, we're just talking. He's telling me stuff about Rachel and this and that and da-da-da-da. And I'm just like, oh, yeah, that's crazy. That's wild. And then he was also like, yeah, I just felt like it was like the perfect opportunity to ask him what happened back freshman year, when he basically ghosted me, told me he couldn't talk to me no more, and then popped back out with her as his girlfriend. Like, thought that was weird. He was like, I know, like, I should have told you. And I felt so bad when you had to see us like that at that party. I should have been told you. I feel so bad. But we just started talking one day, and just like, we just never stopped talking. And I did make time for her and this and that. And I'm like, yeah, that's shady as fuck. But I get it. If you like her more, you like her more. It is what it is. He was like, yeah, but I definitely should have told you. So that's what that was, I guess. I guess that was my closure. But yeah, so y'all, he ended up passing out on my bed. Y'all. I'm not gonna hold you, while we're sitting there smoking. Because now at this point, like, he's kind of laying there on the side of my bed. And I was chilling on my bed too, like laying back against the wall like this. you know, smoking the blood or whatever. And when I went to go like pass it to him like that, you know, he was knocked out. So I'm like, oh, that nigga sleep. So now I'm just sitting there in my bed and I'm smoking. I'm like scrolling on my phone or whatever, scrolling on my phone. And I put the blunt out, and I remember I drifted off to sleep too. So mind y'all, as a visual, yes, he is literally asleep in my bed. Yes, he's sleeping in my bed. No, nothing happened. Like I said, I already told my boyfriend what was going on. I already told him it was there. I always told him he was drunk. My boyfriend told me to give him some water, and I started rolling up, and we was smoking type shit. So now, like I said, we're laying in the bed. The next morning, he wakes me up, and he's like, all right, Drea, thank you, I'm about to leave. And I was like, all right, cool, bye. Because the guy, all right, cool, I'm happy you're all right, bye. And so now he leaves or whatever. And I remember calling my boyfriend like, hey, you know, how was work? Because me and my boyfriend, like, we did have like that trust. We did have that trust, and we didn't, you know, stay the night with each other every night type shit. I mean, we had our own apartments, and he had a roommate. But I'm hitting him up like, yeah, you know, how was work? He's like, good. How was Nate? And I'm like, he was good. He actually just left. And he was just like, oh, okay, cool. Like, we just had that trust, which I'm glad we did, because when I tell you nothing happened. And I was letting him know, like, everything that happened. Now, what I didn't tell him that he slept in my bed. I didn't tell him that. But like I said, it never came up for real. It didn't. Well, wait. I'm gonna tell y'all. Hold on. So then I remember a few days go past, and I'm just going about the business, do what I usually do. I'm waking up every morning, I'm going to work, I'm doing classes, coming home, doing my thing, you know what I'm saying? So I remember getting a random message on Instagram from Rachel. Rachel being Nate's ex, right? So Rachel set me up, and she's like, hey, do you mind if we talk? Like, you know, I heard that Nate spent the night with you. So I'm just like, yeah, girl, I'm actually home right now if you want to come through. And she's like, yep, I'm about to come up the hill. I'm like, cool. So she comes over. I remember when she came over, I was cleaning out my car. So I had already met her outside. So now I'm like, oh yeah, come upstairs or whatever. And now we're sitting at the little table in my kitchen. And I'm like, yeah, girl, what's going on? And she was like, yeah, because you know, me and Nate, like, we're trying to get back together, and I'm trying to see if I can like really trust him again. And he had, you know, told me that he stayed the night at your house. And I was just like, yeah, girl, a couple days ago, I seen him walking super drunk, like barely couldn't stand by himself, walking from the dollar store. And he had kept asking if he can use my bathroom. So I said, yeah. So I let him use my bathroom. And of course, at this point, after he's done, he's like laying in the hallway talking about he's too drunk. And I gave him some water. And then we ended up smoking in my room, and he fell asleep on my bed. Like, when I tell y'all, I ain't sugarcoat nothing. I told her everything that happened, literally. I was like, we was smoking in my room, and he fell asleep in my bed. And then he had left the next morning. She was just like, oh, okay, yeah, because I had went and I had told your boyfriend about it, and he said that he already knew about it because you had told him. So I'm just like, yeah. She was like, oh, yeah, because I'm kind of surprised you told him that. Bitch, what? Like, where are you going with this? I was so confused. I'm like, where are you going with this? Like, yes, he told you he already knew about it, because yes, why wouldn't I tell my boyfriend? And like, it's so crazy how you went and told my boyfriend instead of coming to talk to me first, even though we don't owe each other any loyalty and they don't owe each other any loyalty either. I feel like she just wanted to be messy because misery loves company. But joke's on you, baby, since you want to play games. Joke's on you, because I had already told my man. My man already knows what happened. So she's like, yeah, because he did tell me you already told him. So now I'm like, what game is she trying to play? Because if you already knew this, then why are you even here? Like, if you already went to my boyfriend about it and he told you. And I'm confused. So she was like, so what really happened? And I'm like, I just told you what happened. He was here and he slept in my bed. And she was just like, dang, he slept in your bed? I'm like, I mean, yeah, I'm not about to pick the grown-ass man up and put him on the couch. I'm just not. Now, of course, I could have went and slept on my couch. But, nigga, this is my bed. The fuck? And so I told her all of that. And she just seemed like it seems like she just didn't really get what she came for, which was the company of her misery. Because I wasn't miserable. I was actually waiting for my man to come over right after she left. And it's just crazy because it's just like, I don't know. Like, first of all, Nate kept it being with you. He told you what happened. My man told you what happened. And now I told you what happened. Like, do with that information as you wish. So she's just like, oh, okay. Like, I just think it's kind of weird that you slept in a bed with him. But I was just like, yeah, I fell asleep there after we had smoked a blunt. And I guess, I don't know, like, where were you at when he was walking around drunk around the neighborhood? But like I said, whatever. She was just like, well, I really just wanted to, you know, make sure nothing happened between you guys, because back in freshman year, you know, Nate had told me that you and him were messing around real heavy and y'all stopped talking. And then right after he started talking to me. So when he seen you at the party, it was kind of awkward because I already knew you were kind of confused as to what was going on. And I was just like, yeah, you know, I do remember that. That was definitely a little weird because I knew he was pledging. I didn't realize that he had started talking to you. So when I seen you two together, I'm not going to lie, I was a little thrown off guard, but that was then. And bam, it's 2 years later. But yeah, y'all, it was just so crazy how she had brought that up. So I guess all those years ago, Nate did end up telling her, like, dang, like, I've been talking to Drea and I just feel so bad for not letting her know, like, now me and you are dating and talking, you know, so just kind of caught her off guard. So I'm not gonna lie, low-key did make me feel like, okay, so he did know what he was doing, and he did kind of feel bad for not telling me, but it's just like, I didn't even realize that he even told her about me. So that made me feel good a little bit. Even though at this point, it didn't really fucking matter. I'm like over here basically in love with my Beyonce, goodness gracious. My boyfriend slash fiance, my Beyonce. Funny as fuck, I'm weak. But yeah, so that was a conversation we had about, y'all, sorry, I keep about to say his real name, about Nate. So I guess that was the closure I got from Nate, and that's why he ghosted me. So she ended up leaving, and honestly, I don't even remember her ever talking to her again after that. Like, of course, we was still in the same year. We still would see each other around, but after that, I'm like, she's kind of weird. Especially since that's not even your man anymore. It's not even your man anymore. That broke up. Okay? Save all this weird negative energy for those girls that he's actually doing things with, not for me. I saved your man. He could have been just laying on the ground outside and lost his little track scholarship. So you're welcome. Okay? So now, yeah, like I said, she leaves. I call my man. I'm like, dang, Rachel called you asking about Nate or whatever. He's like, yeah, she asked me about it, but I told her you already told me. And I'm like, yeah, not her trying to be messy. And he started laughing and was like, yeah, I thought the same thing. Like, that's weird. And then I told her to go ask you about it. I'm like, that is so weird. Like, bitches is so fucking weird. But anyway, so that's what happened. I ended up seeing Nate like a day or two later. And I told him about it, and I was just like, oh, yeah, you know, Rachel had, you know, came to me and came over, and we talked about you sending over the other night and whatnot. He was like, oh, man, like, that's so crazy. Like, why she do all that? Like, that's weird. Da, da, da. She did make a big deal out of me staying over there, but I was just trying to be honest with her when she asked me. I was just being honest with her when she asked me. I was just like, I was honest with her, too. And so was my boyfriend. We was all honest with her. So, you know, are y'all getting back together? Because at this point, now I'm invested. Like, y'all getting back together? Because shit, she did all that. Y'all better tell me something. Y'all better tell me something. So he was just like, yeah, you know, we still talking and this and that and blah, blah, blah. And I'm just like, okay, whatever. And I left it at that. But yeah, y'all. So everybody basically gave her the same story. They basically got past that. Honestly, I don't even think they ever got back together. Like, after that, Nate was kind of just like spiraling, just doing whatever, like always getting drunk. Let me fix this. And they were just spiraling, kind of doing whatever. Like, I just would see him always getting drunk. I always see him with, like, the younger freshman girls and all that other stuff. So, like I said, it was none of my business because I got my man and I'm just trying to graduate at this point because I don't even give a damn. But, yeah, that's basically what happened. That's why he ghosted me, and then just all the other drama after that. But anyway, y'all, that's it for part 2. Make sure you guys are liking, commenting, sharing, and subscribing. And get your girl to 2K. Subscribe, and get your girl to 2K because I'm giving y'all all this content. I've been like tired and still giving y'all these story times, going so hard. Help your girl out. But I still love y'all though. I'll see y'all in tomorrow's video. Bye.